Over to you to take this discussion forward.
Thank you. Thank you. I know that everyone in this room has been eagerly waiting for Mr. Sharma to come on the stage. I was just thinking that, Sharma ji, will it be right for me to say that you have been the father of real estate industry, or at least father of Bangalore real estate industry?
Too big a boat to be filled up. But yes, as a professional, I can say that whatever we see today in India, from a professionalism perspective, where a real estate company for the first time started having professionals to do things in a transparent manner, we were the pioneer. And probably the first company to have gone for the IPO, the first company to have the best, the auditor, number one auditor, probably the best company to have professionals to take calls on almost all the matters. And this professionalization, I believe, has helped today, where this industry is seen the brighter days with good companies performing and delivering goods on time.
Very true, sir. So, if I may request for you to deep dive in your last 30 years, because I know that you love real estate, but there's definitely some magic masala that you have that others don't have, because that's why you command the price premium. You are always the number one developer in the country, and you command that respect. And also your product is not just built for a few years, but it is built for generations. So what is that magic mantra that you have that you had implemented in Shobha and now you're implementing in Bhartiya City Group?
See, real estate industry, honestly speaking, is very, very complex. In Indian context, if you look at, we do not have access to the right kind of a land with a clear title. We have got huge challenges while getting the plans approved. Then we do not have the right set of engineers or the right set of workers now. Earlier, generational workmen used to give us a good product. Now you get people from Bangladesh to do your construction, literally speaking. So in that environment, it is the eye for details, it is the love for the product, it is the love for the design, and it is also putting yourself in the shoes of the buyer. I live in my own building and feel that, yes, as you correctly put it across, that when you buy an apartment, you are putting almost your life's earning. You take too much of a risk. The decision is so emotional that if we do not appreciate that part and give them a good product, we are not doing justice to our customers. So keeping customers' interest into mind, whatever is required to be done to run an organization, we try to practice that, and happy to share that yes, it has given us a good result, and it has given the industry also some kind of a parameters to follow. And that is where India today is giving a good world-class product at reasonable prices. That much I can say. Our products are good, our amenities are world-class, our prices are still reasonable, and we have become more customer-centric than we were before.
But Sharma ji, what a risk you run that you live in your own building. So that's like your product has to be so good that at least, you are sure that morning, evening, your customers don't ring your bell.
Sometimes you need to learn from your customers. And while no one likes customer complaints, but if you have that trick, again, the ability to discern and ability to listen to them, to why they are agitated, and take that ego part out. They are the best teachers, best guide, and they help you to give a product which is acceptable to the general category of the people. So we have been following and listening to the customers' voices all through in my life, and it has definitely helped us to shape up a good product.
Amazing, sir. If I may ask you a trick question to you, when are you publishing a book as a guidebook for the real estate developers and for the next generation to come into this industry?
Actually, yes, when I retired from Shobha in 2022, I felt like that I should be traveling and I should be writing a book. But then I felt कि India is at again a beautiful crossroad post COVID, right? The importance of the home as such, it has gone manifold. For the first time in my life, post COVID, I saw that people wanted to buy a home. People wanted to ensure that they live in a home where they can work also, they can see their children, they can see their walls, and they can enjoy living there. Then I thought, why not write whatever experience I have had? Let me use it and do something once again. And that is how I agreed to join Bhartiya. I agreed to join a couple of companies as a director, independent, or as chairman. And I feel that yes, maybe in a year or two, post this inning, I will write a book.
Waiting to read, sir. If I may also ask that, see, previously when you people were doing development in Bangalore, the FSI used to be only 2 or 2.25. Now we are talking of a dense, so imagine Bangalore is one of the most congested cities in the world. Still we are talking of the density to go much higher, right? So we are talking of density to FSI to be go 4, 5, and we are still not behaving like the developed countries where you could have higher FSIs, but these cities are planned in a different way. So what is your advice to the government and also to the developers, that how they should do the city planning and the development, so that it's not today but for next 20 years Bangalore becomes the most livable city in the world instead of being the most traffic congested city in the world?
I 100% agree with you. See, most of you may not be knowing, in Bangalore, even now also, the plans are getting approved on the basis of the master plan 2005-2015, which expired theoretically in 2015, which was introduced in 2007, and we still do not have a master plan for the Bangalore after 2015, where Bangalore has been probably growing as one of the fastest growing city on the strength of the services sector boom. It has been absorbing highest number of cars, highest number of two-wheelers, highest number of office space, and as a city, probably the highest number of new units as well. And with the population increasing, and now it is trending around 1.5 crore, it is one of the best and the finest, fastest growing city. But unfortunately, the city planners, right, they are still using Bangalore as a cash cow to support their welfare schemes, to support the state's finances, and not being able to convert it into an opportunity. I have been in my capacity requesting them to ensure that the infrastructure improves, the traffic improves, as you very correctly put it across, the density law improves, it doesn't come under the seismic zone. We can go as high as possible. We can have the density in such a manner where the efficiency starts playing the role in decongesting the traffic, in making the environment better. Hopefully, this government should be listening from now onwards. Certain good steps have definitely been initiated. The periphery ring road, which is now called as BB business corridor, right? It is progressing well. Suburban railway has started some kind of a push. Metro is also doing better. The roads are getting concretized. Power situation has become better. The government is putting a lot of focus on the traffic management as well. But at the same time, the focus what is needed, they are lacking. We as the conscious citizen, we are pushing. I request all of you also, whosoever who belongs to Bangalore, to keep pushing, keep writing on the social media to ensure that this becomes one of the best livable city in India in times to come.
Very true, sir. I think so. It's important that Bangaloreans also have to now take up personally to ensure that city becomes a one of the livable cities in India and globally. Uh, what is your advice to the home buyer? Because imagine you've been first delivering so many houses in so many cities, and I doubt that your home buyer would have ever been disappointed. I have been my first home was also from you, sir, and I can personally I had the best experience of buying a house from you guys, and now you have changed your hat and you're wearing a different hat. But what is your one very important advice to a home buyer, that when he is cutting a check, what are the key things that he should look at so that he doesn't go wrong?
Mayank, here, let me go back to little bit of the past. See, there is no hesitation in admitting, because I am a professional, that the promoters of the real estate developer, they were rightly being blamed for not performing their responsibilities. They did not have the design sense. They did not understand the construction complexities. They did not understand what the quality is all about, and they were not adhering to the timelines. Uh, but the ground realities, the economic realities, and the couple of recessions what we have seen made them rethink, and they started realizing that without taking the customer's confidence, they cannot grow. Then we have had RERA, we have had the bankruptcy laws, and we have also had some restrictions on banks lending indiscriminately to the real estate developers. NBFC tried to bridge that gap, but fortunately RBI has come down very heavily, and the developers today cannot play with either the bank's money or with the customer's money. And you have the RERA also. Fortunately, the market now post COVID has improved. I was the CREDAI president. We had about 250 members, and we had about 3 to 4 dozen of active developers who had got some ongoing projects. Now, post COVID, despite the market being that great, I think we may have had 2 to 3 active developers who are thinking of launching new projects, as well as having 1 or 2 projects being delivered. Their balance sheet is better, and they can, I can say with confidence that most of these developers will deliver the project on time, of a superior quality than what was being offered maybe 10 years back, maybe 7 years back. At the same time, we are witnessing one of the lowest possible interest rate regime, which means today a customer can get a home at around 7.5% to 7% as well. We also have seen that the rentals have gone up significantly, very, very high, because the way the jobs got created and the demand did not increase. There is a lot of pressure on the renting out of a home, which means that it is important that if you have a dual income, if you have a home available which is 4 to 5 times your annual income, family income kind of a thing, this is the right time where one should think of buying a home. It is also an emotional decision, and it is also a practical decision for anyone to look at owning a home. It not only provides you a security or a roof uh, over you, it also gives you an emotional security as well. And from a pricing perspective also, of late, definitely there have been some price increase, 30 to 40%. But if you look at the land prices have also gone up significantly very high. And the people who are buying homes with the lower rate of interest, affordability index still remains reasonably good. So in that context, and the cost of construction has remained under control thanks to the vendors. The steel prices, the cement prices, they are trending, uh, literally speaking, below the inflation rates. So in that kind of environment, my feeling is that all of us, right, who can afford to buy a home, right, where your cost of buying a home versus your income is 4 to 5 times, you need to go for buying a home, is what I would suggest.
And sir, if I may request from you that if you are doing a crystal ball gazing, for how many years do you think that this trend can continue?
I think you should be knowing better. We consume about 70 to 80,000 units every year in Bangalore. And we are absorbing about 200,000 jobs in a year in Bangalore. So Presuming that also today the people who are buying home, there is a dual income home sort of a thing, there is still a possibility that our demand will stabilize at around 100,000 a year. Keeping that factor into mind and looking at that there has been an accumulated demand, I believe that it is a decadal kind of a visibility I can see in the residential space. We have been absorbing about 20 million square feet of the office space,
Easily.
right? And if you look at 80 to 100 square feet, that kind of jobs are
Jobs.
getting created.
Correct.
Organized sector I'm talking about. So keeping that thing into mind, to me it looks, while the industry is definitely cyclical, any kind of a price rise from here will definitely hurt the demand. And we have seen some kind of a softening of the demand also recently. But net, my gut feeling is that we are at a good wicket, and Bangalore should continue to give 75,000 to 100,000 sort of new sales every year, at least for a decade.
Fantastic. I think this is a great news not only for the real estate developers but also for the service providers to the real estate developers. I mean, a lot of them are here in this room, and it's like a key takeaway for them that probably they can peacefully plan for next 10 years. So, what would be your advice to them, who are especially on the mobility sector, that what should they do so that they ensure that whatever is expected from a developer side from them, that they are able to then come 10 on 10 from you guys?
See, today social media, right, is available to all of us, right? And at the same time, when we go and buy from any developer, he must have at least completed few projects before we start thinking about buying from that kind of a developer. So look at his projects, talk to the residents, if possible, talk to the bankers who had funded to that developer. They have got almost all the data about the quality, the experience, the delays, the pricing aspect. And once we talk to the banker, once we talk to the customers, we'll get the feeling. Generally speaking, again, not that because I belong to Bangalore, but the Bangalore developers are, relatively speaking, when we compare them with primarily the North developers or other developers, they are reasonably very capable developers, responsible developers, and they are giving a good product. That's the
True.
feeling I
Yeah.
have. And the government also is now quite proactive in taking care of the interest of the customers. So prima facie, nothing to worry. There are certain challenges on the legal title or on certain issues here and there. The track record of the developer will speak, and we can that way do the filtering process.
And sir, if you remember when RERA came, the Bangalore developers used to blame the North India developers that because of them the RERA came, to across country and they were suffering. What is your advice to the government that what they should do more now after RERA so that the industry improves in a positive manner instead of still facing old issues?
It's a very good point. I think the government's job is to ensure that the kind of delays we face in getting the approvals, right, it is taken care of by them. Because no plan can be sanctioned which has got any deviation, which does not conform to the bylaws of the government. So we have to submit all our plans in accordance with the guidelines provided to us. So if that be the case, and the kind of deterrence or the kind of penalties what a developer can undergo, it is in the interest of the city, interest of the government, that they make the approval process little bit comfortable and easier in a time bound manner. We can take care of the rest.
Very rightly said, because imagine the time loss when a project has to face because of the delay in plan approval is so expensive. I'm like, the meter always keeps on going and the approvals don't come on time. Sir, in your past avatar, you used to focus on residential mainly. You've done commercial building and retail building, but the main focus was commercial. In your new avatar, correct me if I'm not wrong, your focus is not only on residential but on overall city development or micro city, projects where you have commercial, retail, residential, hospitality, healthcare, everything. What is the trend that going to be in next 10 or 20 years, that will you see projects which have this integrated kind of development be the future, or will it be all these standalone projects will again come back and that will be the future?
Ideally, if we get an opportunity to develop, say, minimum 25-30 acres, one single project, definitely we can provide everything. Everything means like Brigade Gateway is one of the right example. On a 30-35 acres of land, it has been beautifully designed, and people who live there, they are reaping the benefits of that kind of a community living. But looking the way the land ownership is there in Bangalore, uh, it is not possible to develop a large land parcel. It will come few and far between. So what is important is that in the master plan, what we need to look at is wherever there is a large development of metro, large development of a PRR, large development of outer ring road, these are the catchment areas. In and around that, somewhere the residential space comes first, or somewhere commercial space comes first, or wherever we find there is some kind of a gap, we go and try to bridge that kind of a gap. And this is what it is going to happen. Bangalore has already almost grown to the full as far as the eastern part of the Bangalore is concerned. Similarly, Bangalore has almost grown to the full as far as the southern part of the Bangalore is concerned, because these are touching the neighboring states' boundaries. So where we can go is primarily now towards the western part as well as towards the northern part. Since northern part has got the airport coming up and still lots of land parcel available, I believe that this is one zone which is going to grow faster in the coming decades than the other zones. The infrastructure development also has been happening at a very, very fast pace on that side. And if the customer looks at that as his new home, the traffic time also will be less, and at the same time they will get a home at relatively lower price than the southern part of the Bangalore or the eastern part of the Bangalore, and still they will be nearer to the place where the work are taking place.
This is a good insight that you have given, that probably for buyers, if they are looking to buy their next home, they should look at North Bangalore, because that's like, where the future is more stable, more job opportunities, more better infrastructure, very well connected, if I may say so, right? Sir, to your fellow developers, what would you suggest that what should they do so that they start competing with the groups that you have led and made them so big?
I think as far as developers community is concerned, this is one of the most capable tribe you will ever see in any business, because the kind of harassment and the kind of resilience they have shown, it is just unimaginable, right? At the same time, as I have said, the, this fraternity is becoming more and more responsible, more and more accountable. You are seeing, honestly speaking, beautifully designed buildings, right, with better amenities, with the newer technologies. When we talk about elevators and others, faster speed, higher floors, either precast or this aluminum formwork technologies where you can go to 30-40 stories with 15 days, 12 days, 10 days cycle. So we have been improving a lot wherever there is a scope to improve upon. The demand has been also good. We can compete, I can say, because Shobha has been competing in Dubai and competing with the world's best. All the learnings have been from Bangalore, all the learnings have been from India. So I can say with confidence and proud that what we are delivering today is definitely international quality at Indian prices, with better amenities than what you get outside India. There is a scope for improvement. We'll keep improving, representing the developers, I can assure you. At the same time, right, if the lead time to get the plan approved, and if there is a process to verify the land title, where once you buy, there is no further dispute, some kind of an insurance scheme or something like that, if it comes, our life will become much easier. Our customers' life will become much easier. The bankers will be willing to fund more easily, and we can bring down even the cost of right acquisition to the customer also, with, a, with keeping a reasonable margin for the developer. That is the wish list. Whether it will get fulfilled or not, I cannot say.
Sir, hope your wishes come true, though this has been the wishes of the industry from quite some time. With that, I would request that by chance, if anybody wants to ask any question with Sharma ji, I'm like, it's difficult to catch him on a stage like this and grill him, right? So, if by chance anybody wants to use this opportunity, you can do the honors. Looks like, sir, you are 10 on 10. You've answered everything.
Feel free to ask any questions if you have.
Or they are scared of you.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So with that, I would like to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So once again, thank you so much first to Mr. Mayank Saxena for staying back and accepting our invitation for this conversation. I knew you could be the only one who could make it this interesting with Mr. Sharma. And Mr. J.C. Sharma, I have no words for you. Of course, we've known each other for a while. But thank you so much for accepting my invitation and, being with us at this event today. I'm sure it's an absolute value addition to everybody sitting in this hall. A huge round of applause for the real estate veteran who's with us today. And I would second Mr. Saxena on this, that yes, you can be coined the father of real estate, at least in southern India, for sure, undoubtedly. Thank you so much.